What is going on, guys? I am out here doing some scouting where I shot my buck last year, and given it's a drought year, some things are going to change. I've got some different cover on the property this year, but I have been blessed enough to be invited back, and I'm finding a lot of new stuff on this place that is going to be really good to know this year, particularly different types of food sources. So with that said, don't be surprised at what you see deer eat. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you here today is really not that uncommon, but just pay attention to the browse. Let the deer tell you what they're eating. Rudy and I have found a couple of things that we were surprised that the deer were feeding on. A lot of it has to do with moisture content, you know, especially with the drought conditions and what's available now. I mean, the grasses aren't that great. We've got wild weeds, but nothing really high quality. So I've got some really cool things I'm gonna show you here in a moment. So let's get on down here and get to it. So I'm walking the property line and I came up on a tree that I did not know was here at all, because I didn't come on this end of the property last year, but there is a very nice producing honey locust here. There's already a bunch of lobes on the ground. There's still quite a few in the tree, but this isn't a big tree. Now, I've seen honey locusts drop late in the season, like January is usually where they're kind of money, but this is dropping early season. This is something that Jonathan Moreland talked about finding these early season. Now, I've never found one this early, but in drought conditions, the grasses are not so good. This could be, I found some tracks back behind me, and this could be a spot for at least maybe for a camera for now. We got about 2 weeks before season, but some of these are already on the ground, and if you do break them open, they smell real sweet. So I think the deer could be eating this. And there's another tree just down the way, about 50 yards away. So it's not gonna hold out very long, but it's good to know this is here. This will keep deer over here on the property, and maybe I can get some inventory by doing some scouting further on this end, or dropping some cameras up here where I know some deer might be hanging out right now. So we're gonna head over here and I'm gonna show you another food source I noticed earlier that I haven't noticed in the last year or two. So let's go. All right, so I was walking by this bush over here, coming down, walking this edge, and I noticed some doe tracks kind of tracked up right here, and I found this berry tree. And I can't tell if this is some sort of privet berry or if this is some sort of farkleberry. But I don't remember this from last year. It didn't do this last year. And it's got berries all over it. And then up about my head high eye level, it's still full of berries, but all at the bottom from waist and chest high, it's all browsed off. So the deer obviously eating this, and there's a couple of them scattered along here. Some of them are not producing. So that's kind of interesting to see which ones are producing or not, because I don't remember seeing these last year. And right over here, I have noticed this year that the white oaks are not doing very good at all. I haven't really found any lately. Even some of the lower branches have started to die off and have really dried up, but I think that's gonna be even more put a priority in if you can find them, and then the things that are more reliable like the water oak or the swamp oak. And we got one right here, small, but it's producing acorns. It's got quite a few actually. They're gonna be small, they're actually a little bit bigger up high. That's pretty cool to see. But right here down low, they're about the size, a little bit small, about the size of a pea, maybe a dime. But this is gonna be a good tree. So we've got tree, we've got acorns, we've got berries, we've got honey locust down the way. So it's a good sign. Let the deer tell you what they're feeding on. Stop. And actually I broke open that honey locust, and it actually smelled pretty good. I'm sorry I'm filming this all on the cell phone today. I didn't bring my camera because I'm kind of in a rush, but this was just too good to pass up. Let's see what else we can find and before we head back to the gate. All right, guys, it is actually the next day. My phone went dead while I was out in the field, and had to film that whole thing from my phone, but it was just too good to leave behind. Everything's just been 100 miles an hour. Haven't had time to do anything these days. And since the trip to Georgia, which is gonna be some cool details coming out, but I do have a quick update in relation to this video. I got some pictures of those deer. They are feeding on those honey locusts. 3 deer definitely feeding on the honey locusts. So that is super cool to see. I think a really cool video on diverse food sources, and hope you enjoyed it. So we are working hard trying to get prepped up for this week. We're gonna drop a couple videos soon, including this one, and we're gonna kick off the opener, and it's gonna be just super busy from then on. So thanks for stopping and checking out the video, guys. If you haven't already, before the season kicks off, just subscribe. We're gonna be covering all kinds of cool stuff, hunts, recoveries. We may even be telling your story if we are privileged enough to tag along with you on a recovery if that situation should come around. So looking forward to interacting with you guys, and thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. Subscribe, and we will see you soon.